threw them both a joint party, but Ashley went bonkers. She brought her baseball bat and smashed both the cakes to pieces. Then she went wild, tearing down all the decorations. How dare you assume I'll share my party with this blood-sucking peasant? Nina tried her best to calm Ashley down, but she was having none of it. Needless to say, the party was ruined, and Nina grounded Ashley for a week. Hey, I'm Sophie. I was born to super successful parents who owned the entire city of Willow Creek. Like, we had a mansion the size of Jurassic Park, our own private Disneyland, and I had 7 pet unicorns. Okay, you got me. Willow Creek isn't even a city. Jurassic Park exists only in movies, and unicorns, well, I think they exist. We just call them rhinos here in my town. So friends, as much as I wanted that to be real, it wasn't. In reality, I'm neither a princess nor an heiress. My parents worked regular 9-to-5 jobs, and we just had enough to get by. I went to a public school, had a couple of besties, studied my butt off to get good grades, and that's basically all I had until I turned 10. So the first twist in my otherwise boring life came when my brother Sammy was born. Oh, Mom, this is the best birthday gift ever! One look at him and I was in love. Like, how could anyone be so perfect? As I held Sammy in my hands for the first time, I felt incredible. Years passed and my bond with Sammy grew stronger. I was almost like a second mom. Then one day, Dad had an important meeting in another city, and Mom had to go along with him and told me to take care of Sammy, and I happily agreed. Together, we'll have a great time. Nutella sandwiches for breakfast, extra cheese pizza for lunch, and choco chip ice cream for dinner. Wow, Sophie, you're the best! That night, after I put Sammy to sleep, I heard the doorbell ring. Who can it be at this hour? I peeked outside the window to find 2 police officers standing at our doorstep. And what they told me next turned my world upside down. Our parents' car had been in an accident and they were both gone. I couldn't believe my ears. An avalanche of tears started rolling down my face as the kind officer gently patted my back. Sophie, do you have any relatives who can take you in? None that I know of. Then I'm afraid we'll have to put you guys in a foster home. Those words hit me like a tornado. What? A foster home? I'd heard so many horror stories of foster parents mistreating the kids, and the mere thought of being in one gave me the chills. My heart shattered into a million pieces, but I thought of Sammy and I knew I had to stay strong for his sake. The next day when I told Sammy about Mom and Dad, he just hugged me tightly and wouldn't let go until a few hours later when the doorbell rang. I assumed it would be the social services people with our foster parents, but instead, I found an impeccably dressed woman standing outside. Are you Sophie? Yes. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry about what happened. I just found out from the news and took the first flight to the city. The woman turned out to be Nina, Mom's BFF who'd moved to Egypt years ago. Mom often talked fondly of her, and I recognized her from the pictures Mom had once shown me from her high school days. Nina asked if it was okay if she took Sammy and me to Egypt with her, and I immediately agreed. It was so much better than ending up in a foster home. A week later, we found ourselves at Nina's home, which was no less than a frickin' palace. It had a foyer the size of my old bedroom, a huge swimming pool in the backyard, and even a private movie theater. And when she led us to our room, Sammy's jaw practically hit the floor. Right in front of the bed was a gigantic TV with the latest PlayStation. Kids, make yourselves comfortable. I'll get your lunch ready.
Wow, Sophie, this place is so awesome. Can we stay here forever?
No, silly. We're only here until I start earning.
And that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
I turned around to see a girl standing in the doorway. She was wearing the most exquisite clothes and looked like a porcelain doll.
So, how does it feel like being a freeloader?
Excuse me?
Oh, come on. Stop acting all innocent. Your peasant parents could never afford this luxury, so you grabbed Mom's offer with both hands. Greedy much?
Wow, what an absolute jerk. I was about to give that plastic Barbie a piece of my mind when Nina walked in, and suddenly her tone did a total backflip.
Oh, Mom, I was just asking Sophie if she's tried horse riding before, and she said she hasn't. Can I take her to our stables after lunch?
Oh, Ashley, that's so sweet of you.
Well, I can't even imagine the life she's had. Just the thought of being that poor makes me sick.
Actually, I had a pretty happy life thanks to my loving parents. Besides, most people don't need designer clothes to be happy.
Well, thank God I'm not one of those people. Anyway, I'm off to get my nails done.
Ashley shot me an evil look when Nina wasn't looking and strutted off in her high heels. Ugh, what was her deal? That evening, Sammy and I went to the stables and found Ashley petting her horses. And she couldn't stop bragging about how she'd gotten her first pony at the age of 3.
I have 4 horses now. That's Molly. She's Stella. And that little one, he's Butt Kick.
Butt Kick? That's a weird name.
He deserved it after he kicked my butt last month. Just thinking about it makes my butt hurt.
I imagined the scene in my head and burst out laughing, which made Ashley so angry that she pounced on me. But I sidestepped just in time and she fell face first into a pile of horse poop. The next thing I know, Ashley went crying to Nina, made a huge scene and blamed me for pushing her. Thankfully, the stable help told Nina the truth and saved my butt. But that was just the beginning. Things went from crazy to completely wild. A few weeks later, we found out Sammy shared his birthday with Ashley. Nina threw them both a joint party, but Ashley went bonkers. She brought her baseball bat and smashed both the cakes to pieces. Then she went wild, tearing down all the decorations.
How dare you assume I'll share my party with this blood-sucking peasant?
Nina tried her best to calm Ashley down, but she was having none of it. Needless to say, the party was ruined, and Nina grounded Ashley for a week. However, the evil witch did get back at Sammy the next day. Nina had bought Sammy a bunch of toys as his birthday gift that we found burning in the fireplace while Ashley smirked in a corner.
I hate Ashley! She's the Wicked Witch of the West!
Oh, she's worse than that. But we have to put up with her for Nina's sake. So while Ashley was a total pain in our butts, her mom was the complete opposite. Nina was kind, caring, and she and I even shared the same hobby, gardening. Every evening, we would go to the huge gardens in front of the mansion and spend hours tending to her green babies. One day, I planted a row of sunflowers to surprise Nina because they were her favorite flowers. But the next day, when I went to the garden, I found someone had trampled all over them. Oh no! Who did that?
Well, I may have taken Butt Kick for a walk in here.
Why am I not surprised? You really deserve an award for being the biggest prick on the planet.
And you deserve an award for being the fakest fake person ever.
Do you think I can't see how you're bending over backwards to impress my mom? But I'm just being myself. If she's still getting impressed, maybe it shows what an absolute disappointment you are. Saying that, I marched inside angrily. I was on my way to my room when I saw Nina in her study. She looked very worried. Hey, anything wrong? Nina told me there was some mistake in the accounts that she was unable to spot. I offered to help her and she instantly showed me her laptop. After spending a few hours in studying and analyzing her accounts, I spotted the discrepancy. Wow, Sophie, you're a genius! Nina hugged me and just then Ashley walked in.
Aw, isn't this the sweetest scene ever?
Ashley was smiling, but I could see the dagger she was shooting my way. Ashley, Sophie's a genius, and you can also take help from her in your studies. I don't want to see you failing this grade again.
Oh, yes, great. Why not?
Well, most of our study sessions involved me doing Ashley's project and homework while she gossiped with her dumb friends nonstop on her phone.
You know that witch, Tia? Well, she brought a fake Gucci to school and…
Can you stop blabbering? I can't focus.
But isn't Einstein's law of motion like the easiest chapter in chemistry?
Ashley, if your IQ were just a little higher, you could be called a dimwit.
Gee, thanks for the compliment.
Ugh, this girl was a total butthead. Yet Nina spoiled her rotten. But most of the time, she wasn't even nice to her. Once, Nina was telling me about how she'd started her real estate company when she was still in college, and now it was worth $1 million business. Wow, that's an incredible achievement. I've worked really hard for this. Sometimes I just want to retire and let Ashley take over, but then I wonder if she's capable enough. Before Nina could continue, Ashley walked in looking super mad.
What do you mean I'm not capable enough?
Ashley, I just meant you're still immature.
Yeah, immature. But I'm still not as immature as you were when you were my age. Right, Mom?
Suddenly, Nina's face turned ashen. Stop it, Ashley, and go to your room.
Why? You're afraid I might bring some skeletons out of your designer closet?
Calm down, Ashley. I think I should just leave. I got up and was about to walk away, but Ashley grabbed my hand tightly.
No! You sit right there and listen to what your dear Nina did when she was in high school. She got pregnant and then fled her own country because she couldn't bear the shame.
There was pin-drop silence in the room for a few minutes. Nina looked stunned. Ashley still looking raging mad, and I just wanted to disappear because I didn't sign up for this family drama. Just when the silence got too loud, Sammy walked in.
I'm hungry, Sophie. I want pasta.
Totally glad for the distraction, I walked away with Sammy in a hurry, leaving the mom-daughter duo behind. But imagine my shock the next morning when Nina and Ashley acted completely normal, as if nothing ever happened between them. In fact, Nina announced she decided to enroll me into Ashley's school. As I'd expected, Ashley's school was full of snobs like her. I felt totally out of place, but I just decided I'd focus on my studies. So on my first day, I was walking towards the library when a football came flying out of nowhere and hit me smack in the face. Ow! I was rubbing my bruised cheek when a guy's deep voice made me turn around.
Hey, you okay?
The guy standing in front of me had the bluest blue eyes and a smile that made my heart flutter.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to impress the guys with a perfect pass.
And obviously that was impossible without knocking me out.
I guess we're even, since you just knocked me out with your gorgeousness.
The guy then took my hand and placed it on his chest.
See how fast my heart is beating?
Tell your heart to stop or you might get a stroke.
I'd happily get a stroke, if your phone number comes free with it.
Gosh, this guy knew how to flirt. But for all I knew, he was another rich snob who was just messing around. So I turned around to leave, but he followed me.
Hey, please let me make it up to you. How about I buy you lunch?
The guy kept insisting, so I was like, why not? So at lunchtime, Derek and I hung out at the cafeteria. Derek told me he was the school football team's quarterback and the president of the drama club. Drama club? That's impressive. I love Shakespeare.
Really? Then you should totally come to see me play Romeo. Girls literally swoon.
Actually, Romeo and Juliet is my least favorite play. I like Hamlet better.
Well then, Hamlet it is. Let's go watch it at the local theater.
Just then, Ashley walked in with her friends, and when she spotted me, she looked ready to explode. What are you doing here with my boyfriend? Your boyfriend? I looked at Derek, but he seemed just as confused as me.
I don't remember asking you out, Ashley.
Oh, but you will very soon. I heard my mom talking to your mom yesterday. They're planning to get us engaged in a few years. Yikes.
Apparently, Nina and Derek's mom were good friends and business partners too, and Ashley and Derek knew each other since they were in kindergarten. As I was trying to process this info, Ashley jumped onto Derek's lap and started kissing him.
What the heck are you doing?
Practicing our wedding kiss? My coochie coo.
Ew! I almost wanted to puke. I was just about to leave when Derek called me.
Hey, Sophie, what about that Shakespeare?
Schmoochie pie, I can get you as many pear shakes as you want.
It's Shakespeare, and I'm not your smoochy pie.
Derek tried to get Ashley off his lap, but she just clung to him like a leech. I rushed out of there and decided to stay as far away from Derek as possible. I had enough of my own problems to deal with. The last thing I wanted was being part of some twisted love triangle. Derek tried talking to me several times, but I avoided him like the plague. Then one day I came back from school to find a bouquet of flowers in my room. It was from Derek.
You filthy peasant! First you worked your magic on my mom, and now Derek?
What's your problem, Ashley? I'm trying not to get in your way and mind my own business, but you have a problem with everything.
Really? Then what are these flowers doing in your room?
Maybe you should ask this question to your future fiancé.
Remember this, you ugly witch. If you try to take what's mine, I'll destroy whatever is dear to you.
The way Ashley said that sent a shiver down my spine, but I just ignored her and even threw the bouquet into the trash. Later that evening, I went to Sammy's room to help him with his homework, but he wasn't there. Feeling a little panicky, I started looking for him, but it was like he'd simply disappeared. Suddenly, Ashley's words played in my head.
If you try to take what's mine, I'll destroy whatever is dear to you.
Now I went into full-blown panic mode. I started screaming Sammy's name at the top of my lungs. After a few seconds, I heard him from the backyard. When I rushed outside, I found him locked inside one of the doghouses. Sammy, who locked you in?
Ashley, she said we're playing hide and seek, but when I got in, she locked me.
That was the last straw. I could tolerate everything, but I just couldn't risk my brother's safety. He was all I had. We need to leave this place, now.
But why? I like it here.
Honey, it isn't safe anymore. Ashley said she might harm you. I can't take any risks.
But why don't you tell her mom she's being a bad girl?
What would I tell her? It's not like she's done anything. Besides, Nina's her mom. She'll obviously take her daughter's side. Sammy and I left the mansion that night without telling anyone. We took a train to another city where we stayed in a homeless shelter for a few days. Then I started babysitting and working as a waitress to earn money. In a few months, I impressed the restaurant's owner with my hard work and dedication, and he made me the cashier. Soon we moved to a tiny apartment, and I even finished high school. Based on my high school results, I got into a good law school and poured my heart into studies. 6 years later, I landed a job at a prestigious law firm. That evening, Sammy and I decided to get dinner at a fancy restaurant to celebrate. I was waiting for him to park the car when someone rushed past me. A A whole mob was following him, shouting, "Thief, thief, thief!" I ran after the guy and soon caught up to him, but when I turned him around, my eyes almost popped out. It was Ashley dressed like a homeless beggar. I looked at the mob catching up on us. I immediately called Sammy, grabbed Ashley's hand, and we ran as fast as we could. "Sammy, bring the car to the corner of the street, quick!" In a matter of seconds, Ashley and I reached the car where Sammy was waiting for us. Soon we were speeding down the street. Care to explain what that was?
Well, I stole a man's wallet. I've not eaten anything since the past 2 days.
Suddenly, Ashley broke down, and what she told me next left me shook.
The day you left, Mom figured out I was behind it. She got super mad, but I was angrier.
I started hanging out with the wrong crowd. I even dated a guy against my mom's wishes and ran away with him. But he stole all my money and jewelry and totally disappeared. But why don't you go back to your mom?
You don't understand. I was too ashamed to go back because I'm not Mom's real daughter.
I'm just a nobody who someone dumped on her doorstep years ago. That's why when she brought you guys home, I felt so insecure. I thought she was trying to replace me. Ashley kept crying and apologizing to Sammy and me, but suddenly her voice faded and she passed out. I asked Sammy to rush us to the hospital. Meanwhile, I called Nina and told her everything. Don't let her go anywhere. I'm coming right away. A few hours later, Nina was at the hospital with Derek. Where's Ashley? How is she? The doctor said she's stable now, but she's very weak. Just then, the nurse told us Ashley had regained consciousness. Nina and I went into her room and I watched in tears as the mom-daughter duo had a happy reunion. Even Sammy's and Derek's eyes looked suspiciously moist. That evening, Ashley was discharged. Nina and Sammy took her home while I stayed back with Derek to settle the bills.
So are you dating anyone?
No, are you?
No. And just for the record, I never dated Ashley.
And why are you telling me this?
'Cause, I'd love to pick up where we left.
Derek gave me that lopsided smile again, and I swear I felt my heart melt.